Here's a shocking reality that might surprise you. Two neighboring states with nearly identical names can have dramatically different living experiences. And this is the part most people miss. The gap between North Carolina and South Carolina when it comes to livability is far wider than you'd expect from states sharing a border. A comprehensive 2025 analysis by WalletHub has revealed striking disparities between these sister states, placing North Carolina at a respectable 22nd position, while South Carolina struggles near the bottom at 44th place nationwide. But here's where it gets controversial. Should affordability alone determine where you plant your roots, or do other factors matter more than we're willing to admit? WalletHub, a leading personal finance platform that helps Americans navigate credit scores, loan comparisons, and overall financial wellness, doesn't just stop at financial advice. Their research division regularly conducts in-depth studies that examine the real-world implications of where we choose to live. This particular investigation, released on August 11th, dissected 51 different factors across 5 crucial life dimensions to determine which states truly offer the best living conditions in 2025. The methodology behind this study examined affordability, economic opportunity, educational and healthcare quality, overall life satisfaction, and personal safety. Think of it as a comprehensive report card for each state, and the results for the Carolinas tell a fascinating story of 2 very different paths. Let's break down North Carolina's performance first, because the numbers reveal some interesting contradictions. The Tar Heel state managed to secure impressive rankings in 3 out of 5 categories, landing in the top 20 for affordability, 17th place, economic opportunity, 16th place, and quality of life, 16th place. These achievements contributed to an overall score of 52.32 out of 100 points. However, and this is where things get interesting, North Carolina stumbled significantly in education and health, 35th place, and safety, 35th place. This raises a thought-provoking question. Can a state truly be considered highly livable if it falls short in protecting and educating its residents? South Carolina's story takes a different turn entirely. And here's where the controversy deepens. Despite ranking an impressive 9th nationwide for affordability, beating North Carolina by 8 positions, the Palmetto State's overall performance tells a concerning tale. With a total score of just 45.65 out of 100, South Carolina found itself struggling in virtually every other category. The state's economic opportunities ranked a disappointing 39th, while education and health outcomes placed even lower at 42nd. Perhaps most alarming, South Carolina's safety ranking landed at 46th place, meaning only 4 states performed worse in protecting their residents. Quality of life scored 34th, creating a picture of a state where your money might stretch further. But the trade-offs are substantial. Now let's dive deeper into what quality of life actually means, because this term gets thrown around a lot without proper explanation. WalletHub's researchers didn't just rely on vague feelings or subjective opinions. Instead, they measured concrete factors that directly impact your daily experience. The quality of life assessment included practical elements like average weekly work hours and commute times, factors that determine how much of your life you actually get to enjoy outside of work obligations. They examined recreational infrastructure, counting everything from bicycle trails and walking paths to the availability of public transportation that actually works. But here's where it gets really interesting. The study also measured cultural amenities that many people overlook when choosing where to live. Restaurants per capita, bars, museums, performing arts centers, movie theaters, and fitness facilities all factored into the equation. They even considered beach accessibility, weather patterns, and air quality, elements that significantly impact your physical and mental well-being. The infrastructure component examined road quality and traffic congestion levels, which anyone who's sat in rush hour traffic knows can make or break your daily mood. They also evaluated each state's bicycle-friendly policies, including infrastructure funding, educational programs, legislation, and long-term planning initiatives. When we look at the national picture, the top performers offer some surprising insights. Massachusetts claimed the crown with 60.23 points, followed closely by Idaho at 60.19. Talk about an unlikely pairing. New Jersey, Wisconsin, and Minnesota rounded out the top 5, each scoring between 58.69 and 59.81 points. But here's what's really telling about these rankings. Notice how geographically diverse the top states are? This suggests that there's no single formula for creating a highly livable state, which makes the decision even more complex for families trying to choose their ideal home. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we find the states that struggled most significantly. Alaska, despite its natural beauty and unique lifestyle opportunities, ranked 46th with 44.17 points. Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, and New Mexico occupied the bottom positions, with New Mexico scoring lowest at just 39.68 points out of 100. This raises some uncomfortable questions that deserve serious consideration. Are we, as Americans, accepting too much variation in basic living standards between states? Should factors like education quality, healthcare access, and personal safety be this dramatically different depending on which side of a state line you happen to live on? And here's the part that might spark some heated debate. Is South Carolina's high affordability ranking actually masking deeper systemic issues? When a state offers low living costs but ranks near the bottom in safety, education, and economic opportunity, are residents getting a good deal? Or are they trading long-term prosperity for short-term savings? Conversely, does North Carolina's middle ground approach represent a balanced compromise? Or does it reveal a state that's failing to excel in any particular area? Some might argue that being pretty good at everything is worse than being excellent at a few key things. These findings also illuminate a broader national conversation about what we truly value in our communities. If you had to choose between living somewhere affordable but potentially less safe versus somewhere more expensive but with better schools and healthcare, which would you pick? And more importantly, should families have to make this choice at all? The data presented here isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet. It represents millions of real decisions made by real families trying to build better lives. Whether you're a recent college graduate choosing your first career destination, a growing family prioritizing school districts, or someone nearing retirement and focusing on healthcare access and safety, these rankings matter. But here's the question I want to leave you with. Do you think these study results accurately reflect your experience living in or visiting either of the Carolinas? Have you found that affordability truly trumps other factors when it comes to life satisfaction? Or do you believe the intangible elements like community, culture, and opportunity matter more than the price tag? And most controversially, should state governments be held more accountable for dramatic disparities in basic services like education, healthcare, and safety? Share your thoughts and experiences, especially if you disagree with these findings.